Good evening, everyone. Today, on the platform of All India Educators Forum, I got a chance to share something I really enjoyed. I would like to thank Matthew Sir and Nina Ma'am for having made this platform where there is wonderful opportunities to learn and share. A lot of learning happens and sharing also happens. And also, what we see is that we inspire each other and hence empower also. So, learn, share, inspire, and empower truly happens in this platform, which is what we should do with the children also. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the things which I felt would be wonderful if we can show the children, that is, taking maths out of the classroom, from the out of the textbook or of the classroom into the world. So I will share. Today's topic is the various weaves of mathematics. So what we mean here is that how we can find maths all around us in so many things. So first, all of us have seen so many temples, monuments, sculptures, and if one reads a bit more about these, we will realize there is so much of precise mathematical calculation that goes into it. So let's see how this works. First of all, let's understand what is this field of mathematics. Mathematics in Greek is mathema, that which is learned. And hence, all of us are mathematicians because all of us are learners, always learning in life, whatever it may be our age. Mathematics is the study of numbers, arithmetic, formulas for using symbols, algebra, shapes, space, geometry, statistics. Mathematical activity consists of discovering and reasoning abstractions from nature, logical reasoning, calculation, problem solving, abstract thinking, effective communication skills, etc. Study of mathematics is very important to society because of its contribution to science, technology, business, ICT, medicine, social science, anything and everything. So we can see, in short, to the very existence, every fabric of existence needs maths and has maths. So I said, why don't we make learning of mathematics a joyful experience? So let's see what we can do when we are introducing certain topics, how to make it interesting and joyful. The various weaves of mathematics. I'm taking three aspects: mathematics and social anthropology, mathematics and art, mathematics and spirituality. Let's see how this is coming. Mathematics and social anthropology. What is social anthropology? Is the study of human societies and cultures and their development. This branch includes the study of various methods by which culture, customs, religious practices are organized. Geometrical art caters to social anthropology because this art is a powerful vehicle for self-expression of creativity, and it is passed on from one generation to another. It involves a great deal of community interaction. These various geometrical shapes expressed through these art forms help us to understand the culture and behavior of people in different parts of the world. So, um, maths being passed on from one generation to another is social anthropology. Tessellation or tiling is the covering of a surface, often a plane, using one or more geometric shape called tiles with no overlaps and no gaps. A circle is a closed two-dimensional figure in which the set of all the points in the plane is equidistant from a given point called center. Every line diameter that passes through the circle forms the line of reflection symmetry. Also, it has rotational symmetry around the center for every angle. And now these are concentric circles. All of us know it has the same center but different radii. Now, all these topics, tessellation, circle, concentric circle, right from primary, we start teaching them in some way or the other. Instead of just telling them the the definition of these terms, let us make it more experiential. How we can do is mathematics and art. There are these Varli art, mandala art, kolam, vyug, patachitra, goon painting. All these have a lot of geometrical shapes in them. They have triangles, circles, dots, lines, semicircle, concentric circles, so many things are there. So while we want to teach the concept and help them to apply in real life situation, let's give them an experiential, joyful experience. Here, I'm taking the paired states, Tamil Nadu and Jammu and Kashmir. In Tamil Nadu, the mathematical art is called kolam. In Jammu and Kashmir, it's called vyug. Same. Mathematical art in India, kolam, vyug, mugu, rangoli, alpana, aipan, all are same. They are decorative art form that is drawn by using rice powder, white stone powder, colored powder, or wet ground rice paste. But what is important here is the geometrical mathematical calculation, putting the dots and connecting the dots in a certain way, very precisely, so that the outcome is a beautiful kolam or rangoli, whatever we want to call it. Different. What is another interesting thing I noticed is in south there are some places where every day in the morning they will clean the front yard, and they even use cow dung because it's supposed to be insecticide kind of thing, and then they will make this beautiful geometrical patterns and such amazing number of dots and the connections that they make, and it is passed on from one generation to the other because, and this is supposed to be very important because it not only brings cheer and prosperity by ushering in positive vibration, but also ants and insects and all also feed on the rice powder. Different states have different ways of drawing this mathematical art, but all these artistic expressions have something common. What is it? Geometrical shapes, circles, triangles, squares, dots in systematic order. Both geometry and Fibonacci series are used in making a kolam. Drawing of kolam has various mathematical skills also. What are they? Identifying, counting, measuring, designing, experimenting, and explaining. When the art form unfolds itself, it's a beautiful expression of the mathematical skill. Now, in Tamil Nadu, from mid-December to January, it's called Margazhi. It's a month of spiritual practice. So in this, they sing a hymn in praise of the divine power called Tirupavai. Okay, and every day for 30 days there are 30 verses. Each day one verse is sung, and these beautiful geometrical patterns expressing the theme of that song for that day is done. So if we are not in Tamil Nadu, we are in some other state also, if we as educators, we know all these things, then we can pass it on to our children also. This is called as Onavilli. It's a ceremonial bow with painting and is dedicated to Sri Padmanabha Swami temple in Thiruvananthapuram on the day of Thiruvonam. Stories from Puranas are described on this Onavilli. and it's also known as Palli Villu. It is a tradition which is now getting revived, and it is very nice that in future also it will be taken up by our children. It's actually a beautiful color rupam which is used by some people to depict the particular Pasuram of that day. Pasuram is that a hymn which is sung on Margari. Every day, one different voice is sung. So this is another nice tradition of our country in one state. So making children become aware, we also becoming aware and making them aware about this is another nice thing by which social anthropology, we are passing on the knowledge, we are passing on the knowledge of maths, passing on the knowledge of the tradition, of the stories, of the faith, all the things together. Now, there are various types of kolam. As I said, some are done with ground rice, some are done with flowers. In Kerala, this is called Pookolam. Flowers are arranged in circular, concentric circles are made and they are arranged in concentric circles. In Uttaranchal and so many other places, this kind of red background and white paint is used. And these are the ones where the dots are together brought in, and these lines go around the dots, not, and they also add some bit of color to it. So these are the different, this is that Onavillu where the painting is done of that particular day's story. So all these things make it so interesting. Now, Vyug is actually the geometrical pattern in Jammu and Kashmir. Like in Tamil Nadu, it's called Kolam, West Bengal, Alpana, Odisha, they call it Jyoti or Chitta, and Andhra Pradesh, Muglu, Bihar, Aripana, Rangoli in North India. They are all similar to Vyug of Kashmir. All these decorations fall in the category of Bhumi Shobha or Vyug drawn by Kashmiri Pandits. The Nilamata Purana testifies to the existence of the art of painting in ancient Kashmir. Vyug, it's a circular pattern drawn on the ground on which a Kashmiri bridegroom has to stand before entering for his marriage the house of the bride. It's a direct descendant of Bhumi Shobha. Again, it is mentioned in Nilamata Purana. So what I said, and it is being passed on from the Purana times to this day also. Many people, they draw Vyug during the marriage ceremony and other ceremonies also. Vyug manually drawn using colors and making geometrical designs and patterns. A circle is the basic geometrical pattern in Vyug or Rangoli. It is filled with images of flowers and leaves. An image of earthen lamp or diya is also drawn. Circle represents mandala, universe, as it appears in Rig Veda. This circular mandala is believed to be a symbol of perfection, eternity, unity, and completeness. Mandala is also cosmic drawing that reminds us of our relation to perpetuity, extending beyond and within our bodies and minds. Our interconnectivity with the entire cosmos is represented by this beautiful geometric circular pattern. The flowers and leaves represent bliss and life, while the lamp represents light of knowledge. Kashmiri Pandits always bring a burning lamp to the view. All this is mentioned in Nilamata Purana about the how they were doing it at that time, and even today it is being followed. Fibonacci series and golden ratio, as we know, these are numbers 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. If you will add 0 plus 1, you get 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 13 on. Now, when you will add the bigger number and the smaller number, if there are two numbers, the sum ratio of the sum by the bigger number is 1.618. Ratio of the bigger number by the smaller number will also be the same. And this is called as golden ratio or divine proportion. It is aesthetically very pleasing and is found everywhere in nature, from leaves to flowers to seeds to the shell of animals and in the human body also. Beautiful, people who are very beautiful, that human body proportion is this divine proportion, 1 is to 1.618. Then paintings of Mona Lisa, many architecture, they all follow this. So it's called as divine proportion. So these are the spirals in nature that was taken, photographed. Now, Pat stays Karnataka and Uttarakhand. Karnataka, it is called Chitra. See again all the geometrical, the lines, circle, semicircle, and in Uttarakhand it is the icon. As I said, red background and white rice powder or ground rice. In Delhi and Sikkim, it is mandala, again concentric circle using various geometrical shapes. Tanka again used its own, not only a beautiful art form, but both are made use for spiritual practices also. Now, geometrical patterns are used in prayers in various ways, during different festivals. These geometrical patterns are drawn. It's supposed to bring in a lot of positive vibration. We can pray for the peace and happiness of the entire world by making these patterns, and with focused and concentrated attention when we pray. Sacred geometry, Sri Yantra, all these things are very effective for our prayer. Mathematics in spirituality. We discuss mathematics in social anthropology, mathematics in art. Now it is in spirituality. There are these Vedic geometry, mandalas, sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is in the cosmos. There is so much geometry. I think we have been looking at it and learning slowly, still so much to we can discover more and more. Then Vedic geometry has 4 areas. Kalpa, it deals with executing Vedic rituals for conducting yajnas. Jyotisha is actually connect of astrology and astronomy, involving tremendous amount of mathematical computation. Shilpa Shastra deals with temple constructions and sculptures. Sri Vidya is a specialized branch of divine worship called as Tantra, in which complex geometrical shapes are used to experience materialistic as well as spiritual well-being for ourselves and also for one another. Now, the 5 altars, we only know it square, but they were so if efficient in maths. They had Shayana altar, which is in the form of a falcon. Here, the bricks were in the shape of a square, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, right triangle, to get the form of the falcon. And Kurma altar in the form of a tortoise, Ratha Chakra circular altar. Mandalas are spiritual symbols because Sanskrit word for cycle is mandala. It's a sacred circle holding symbolic and meditative meaning besides its vibrant appearance. Mandalas are geometric configuration of geometric figures. They are spiritual guidance tools for practices of meditation, finding sacred space within the practitioners. It is used in Buddhism and is called sand mandala. They prepare the sand mandala and pray for peace, for prosperity of the entire world. And these mandalas and yantras facilitate the spiritual experience of the practitioner if it is done with faith and concentration. Then we have so many art forms, of Bihar, Bengal, Patua painting, Goan painting, everywhere, slowly you can bring out some geometrical concept. In Pair states Maharashtra and Orissa, Maharashtra it is Varli art using triangles, circles, straight lines, and in Patachitra of Odisha, concentric circles are used. Now, this Varli art is done by Adivasis, where they are the tribal people of North Sahyadri range in Maharashtra. And this art form originated maybe around 10th century, but it became famous only in 1970, made popular by artists like Divya Somamashi and his sons. Simple Varli people's life centered around the harmony of nature, animals, and human beings. Varli art is a vivid expression of the daily and social lives of Varli tribe. The paintings were done on the walls of their mud huts. So what they did, they mixed cow dung, mud, and some plant juices and got the ochre color. Then they ground the rice and made the paintings with twigs of plants. How they got this geometric shape? By looking at the sun, moon, they got the circle. By looking at the mountain, they got the triangle. So we can tell our children, see, by these tribal people, they could decipher these shapes. So they can also surely bring out something even more beautiful. And in this, they will always show one center person playing a musical instrument called tarapa, and the others will be dancing. It's all their social life. And they are simple people who lived in harmony with nature without disturbing the balance of nature, which we all can follow. And depicting festivals with geometric shape is another thing of Varli art. Now, after having taught them the Anglesum property of triangle, we can make them do this simple, activity. Make them cut out and then do some Varli scene and put it, and so they are learning. Some of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. In Patachitra of Orissa, concentric circles are used, not always. Pata means on a scroll, on a cloth. They make all these paintings. Sri Jagannath is the deity of Orissa. So they paint with using circles, and they also show social life in the and explain to the audience. Now, Baudhayana Sutra, Maharishi Baudhayana, 800 BC to 740 BC, is said to be the original mathematician behind the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem was indeed known much before Pythagoras, and it was Indians who discovered it at least 1,000 years before Pythagoras was born. The credit for authoring the earliest Shulba Sutras goes to him. He also contributed and did a lot of research on circle, square, rectangle, triangle, discovered pi to some degree of precision. He is the earliest founder of Pythagorean theorem, just the square root of 2 to 5 decimal places of accuracy. So bringing all this knowledge to our children will make them feel proud about being a part of this wonderful heritage. He also wrote Shulva Sutra, which actually total mathematical precision, the accurate construction of altars. I just shared with you different shapes for which how to cut the bricks, and Pythagorean theorem. All these things were his. Need of art integration. Why we need this art integration is when art is integrated with education, it helps the child apply art-based inquiry, investigation, exploration, critical thinking, and creativity for a deeper understanding of the concepts and topics. All disciplines being pursued by students at all stages require creative thinking and problem solving abilities. So, this art integration, this will take only 15 to 20 minutes, give them a joyful experience, then I'll help them to understand the mathematical concepts and its application. Art integration is an experiential learning, hence very joyful. Widens the student's perception and links various aspects of life. So, this is the reason why I wanted to share with you all this wonderful method of integrating art and then introducing them in a joyful way to the world of maths and open the geometry and maths found all around, not just in the classroom or in the textbook. So thank you so much.